Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or good morning, or good afternoon, whatever the heck. Uh, Welcome to the view from here. I got Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer over here.
No, man, I'm the moose.
Oh no, the mouse, the mouse. He's doing
No,
the
I'm
mouse.
the moose.
Soupy Sal's mouse. Yeah, okay, Bullwinkle.
Actually, that I was doing the mouse thing.
I know. Anyway, you just forgot how to pronounce mouse. You said moose.
Well, actually, I was thinking about my hair, but go ahead.
Okay, well, good news. Kash Patel has been confirmed. Finally. Let the investigations begin. Put on his rubber gloves and go into the FBI. Yeah.
Was it Stacey Abrams? I believe that.
That wacko from Georgia.
Yeah. The good news is she got $2 billion for her campaign.
From USAID?
I think so.
Of course. Of course. How else would she be able to function as the alternate governor of Georgia all this time? That fat ass bitch. Well, there goes our GP rating for today.
To be honest with you, I don't know anything about her ass because her face is so ugly that I'm repulsed as soon as I see her. You got the smallest fucking nose. Tiny people are not to be trusted.
Also, the only woman I've seen who looked sexy with the gap between her teeth was Lauren Hutton.
But she has a gap.
She had a gap between her teeth.
No, but I mean, Stacey Abrams got a gap.
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
No, or maybe I'm just with the gap in her mental state. I don't know.
Usually too pissed off when she's talking to be able to think straight.
She's disgusting.
Yeah,
anyway,
another trip.
Right, well, we were supposed to have a guest tonight, but John unfortunately had to work tonight, and he's still at work and he wasn't able to make it.
If he wants to do it, he'll be here at some point. I'm trying to also get Mike involved, so we'll see what happens.
Mike is a pilot. Mike is a pilot that Mike met.
That's right. We have two very cool possible guests. We have a quote-unquote airline pilot. Come on, that's got to be cool. And then we got an ex-policeman who I think policemen are, you got to say, whatever you want to say about them, they got to have an interesting job. And they got to have stories.
You got to have stories, yes. All right. You know what? I was watching a thing the other day that Crowder did. They were talking about that asshole John Oliver on Comedy Central.
I used to like him a little.
The guy is such an asshole. No, I can't stand the guy. He's such a liar, such an asshole. And I am very very happy that Crowder and his crew have backed up my feelings that the guy is nothing but a goddamn liar.
Yeah. He's been he's on the old list there of personalities that aren't very personable.
Yeah, one of his lies was that the U.S. aid is only 1% of the U.S. budget. I mean, foreign aid is only less than 1% of the U.S. budget. Bullshit. First off, U.S. aid was a lot more than that. Secondly, we got the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. We give them $117 billion a year. The World Bank, we are 16.37% of the World Bank funding, almost $60 billion right there. 710 billion that we give to the friggin' UN, which I think is an organization we should have left years ago. 820 billion dollars for our defense and the defense of the world, basically. All right. What?
I have to tell you some really sad news, though.
Go ahead.
Many Ukrainian soldiers on the front line are removing their American flags from their hats. I know I'm broken up about it. I know you must be.
Yeah, so
it's almost as bad as women who have their hair that's purple, green, and yellow that weigh 300 pounds telling me that they're not going to fuck for the rest of the Trump period.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's good because nobody wants them procreating anyway. And besides, it gives them an excuse to say as to why they're not getting laid.
Yeah.
Oh, I stopped going after Dick because ever since Trump was elected. Not that Dick was chasing her anyway, but
Well, the word that is used for someone who occasionally um, does prostitution, don't you? But doesn't do it all the time. It's called the word is called celibate.
celibate.
I have another definition for you. I've created.
Go ahead. What is it?
Well, I've rearranged reinstate. The word reinstate is now no longer going to be used in the same way. It's going to be used to describe when you travel. So the way it goes is, I went to Texas, so I'm going to visit it, and so I will reinstate that. The word state is in it, so it's reinstate.
I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for you know what? Because of that, you've reminded me.
One more shot.
One more shot. Go ahead.
Okay, prefab. Okay, the word prefab.
Pretty fabulous.
I'm going to use it in a sentence, so this I won't even try to explain it.
Okay.
That girl was ugly for a while, but I did, oh, I'm sorry. Let me start again. That girl is really good looking, but I knew her before she was prefab.
No, before and pre mean the same thing.
Yeah, but that's.
Oh, I see. No, pretty fabulous. Okay. All right. I stand corrected.
Yes.
You forced me to do this. You reminded me because
the
jokes are so horrible that I had to pull out an all-American dad joke again.
Yes.
All right.
Looks like.
Okay, here it is. Why are the Avengers so handy with tools? They're always assembling. Remember the old comic books with them? Avengers assemble!
No, I don't actually.
Oh, you never read the original comic?
It's just that's not a phrase that ever stuck in my mind.
Well, anyway.
All right. There might be somebody out there that actually thinks it's funny. Maybe.
Well, by the way, I saw some tweets by Europeans saying that, oh, what is America doing in NATO and this and that? They shouldn't be in NATO if they don't want to help Ukraine. That Ukraine is a European problem anyway. Blah blah blah. Then some other guy saying that. Also, some German guy saying that the U.S. should not be in NATO if it's not going to send things over, troops over to Ukraine and so forth. You know what? There's a perfect excuse right now to leave NATO and say, okay, you're on your own. You defend yourselves. Let's see how long it takes before they have revolutions in their countries, because they're not going to have all the socialist programs that they've had the ability to finance, because they haven't paid for their own defense since World War II. Okay, that and we'll stop spending all the billions that we're sending over to that organization. NATO should have been disbanded as soon as the Soviet Union fell. So NATO should have had an expiration date of 1991. All right, all it is now is it poses a threat to Russia. The Soviet Union's gone, but it's still a threat to Russia because the NATO countries do not like Russia. There are a lot of reasons for that and so forth. But
to change the subject, I was in New York today, New York City, Manhattan.
Fuck the UN too.
No, wait. Yeah. So the thing is that I'm standing on like 32nd and 9th. And
where the hookers are.
This woman comes running up to me, and she's got an attitude, and she says, "Where's the fucking subway? Where's the subway? Tell me where the goddamn subway is." And my answer was quite simply, below me. You like that one?
I like that one.
Okay,
That
finally
was
got.
the best one you've had in a while.
Yeah. That actually stole from Monty Python.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I saw him over at PAC, Newark. And John brought me there for my birthday present. He got
Monty Python?
well elements of Monty Python.
Okay, the surviving elements, I guess.
Well, I
Did
think
they do any skits, or was it just a talk thing?
it was skits and stuff, but it was a lot of original material. So it
Yeah.
wasn't really Monty Python, but a number of people that were in the group. It's like
Right, right.
you know, it's like
John Cleese, Eric Idle.
I,
Um,
I don't remember any of it other than that joke. I was laughing the entire time. Like when you see a comedian and you laugh so hard you've forgotten all the jokes. That happens to me sometimes. I don't remember any of it.
yeah. No, they entertained you, but you can't remember them. I know. That
Yeah,
happens.
it's weird, but it does happen. Yeah,
Oh.
Kash Patel.
Yeah.
Get
You know
over
what we should do a show on one day if we don't do it today?
what?
The American body and what processed food has done to the American body. I mean, we've talked about this before a little bit, where you look at photos of Americans in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and everybody looks great. Everybody looks fine, even into the 70s. But beyond that, all of a sudden you start getting these plump bodies.
It's not that you all of a sudden get plump bodies. They're in greater number. There have always been obese people in this country.
Not like this. No caller ID.
Well, that's great. Whatever that was, because it cut right through me. So the thing is that, yeah, there were plenty of
Oh, excuse me a sec.
times up.
Hello? Sharp? Who's this? What happened? My my son and grandkid daughter were trying to prank call me here. No, but all right. Listen, can I call you back in a little while? All right, I'm in the middle of a podcast. I'll call you back. All right, bye. Anyway, sorry about that, but they were trying to prank call me. That's why I don't know how they got to no caller ID the first time. Then the second time it showed it was one of my granddaughters. Anyway,
Well, they might be using somebody else's phone you're not familiar with.
no, they were using her phone.
Oh, okay.
Anywho, there's a code I know you can put that shows no caller ID. I think it's *67, I believe, right? And then you dial, and it doesn't show your thing. But I also have an app on my phone that well, I don't want to promote it really, and I don't want people to know what it is so they can bypass it. But it shows me.
I got rid of Netflix. I'm not paying for that anymore.
Right, you told me last time.
Yeah, but it was. Were we recording this?
We're recording. Yes, I didn't stop the recording.
No, I mean, when I told you we weren't on a podcast, right?
I believe we were, but that's irrelevant. It's on this podcast now.
I wanted to make an elephant joke out of that. It's irrelevant, but I couldn't get Groucho Marxy. But another thing is I got rid of the one of my carry insurance things, and because I was
US USC whatever.
Yeah, I got rid of that one.
I've heard that they haven't been as, shall we say, reliable as they used to be. They're not. People have been going over to U.S. Law Shield, which is valid in 49 states. The only state it's not valid is in New York City. New York, I mean. But they have a different gun insurance. Actually, I can't remember the name of it.
Well, that's the one I kept, U.S. Law Shield, and
Right.
I have heard some negative talk, and the thing is that you have to ask yourself: is this simply a disgruntled person that things didn't work out, or whether or not it represents a trend? So I just got rid of it anyway. And the nice thing is, um, they they said they were going to give me my money back for whatever days I'm not using it. So
Oh, good. Prorated.
so that was nice of them.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, I'm still overwhelmed by Kash Patel getting FBI director because, man, they've been treating all these people really lousy, but
Yeah, because they're afraid.
in particular, they've been really tough on him. I
Yeah.
More so than I think Pete had said.
Yeah. The only one who they were probably harder on were probably Kennedy and
Tulsi?
Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah. Candy, yeah, that's another thing. But I mean,
And that asshole Mitch McConnell, that zombie bastard, that commie Chinese communist puppet, he voted against Kennedy.
the funny thing is, he didn't vote against Kash Patel.
Well, maybe he's just sitting there. He leans left and it's a no. He leans right, it's a yes.
He also said that he's not going to run again.
Oh, he said that a while ago. He already quit. He said at the end of this term he's gone. And fuck him.
Come on, he's
Yeah.
82 years old. Get him the hell out of there.
Let him enjoy his ill-gotten millions before he croaks.
Prefer if he didn't, but okay. So the thing is that we really needed Kash Patel. Like, we needed Pete Hegseth, and we needed all the others. In the beginning, I think we needed Pete because of the fact that we weren't sure how strong our voice was going to be, in the houses. But once he got through, and he only got through because Vance cast a deciding vote, and
Yeah, that's right. As president of the Senate.
there was some news today from one of the Trump appointees. Jesus Christ, I'm trying to remember. Oh, they're I forget what this guy's title is, but they're putting together a case against the Bidens. They might actually pursue lawsuits against the Bidens and actually go after them.
Good. I hope so. I hope they go after Mayorkas because he was a scumbag. He's a traitor to the country. Okay.
Well,
I know he was acting on orders of whoever was controlling Biden, but he still allowed all these all these illegals, I should say, to come into the country.
There are so many wrongdoers
Yeah.
in this past 4 years. It's kind of hard to put a list together. I don't know who I'd like to see hang first, but yeah.
Adam Schiff would be fun to see his stringy little pencil neck snap.
Actually, I think the person most deserving would be Fauci.
Oh, yes. Actually, yes. Fauci should be the one. He should actually. He and Bill Gates should stand on the gallows together and go down together.
Well,
Bill Gates is a fucking criminal, and you know that people forget. You know why MSNBC is so messed up in its so-called reporting? MSNBC was a collaboration between Microsoft when Bill Gates was there and NBC, and it has been a shit show from the beginning. It's nothing but propaganda.
there's a new newscasting. I don't know if it's new, but it's called Salem. It's on Pluto.
Oh, Salem's been around a while, I think. I don't know who.
I just discovered them a month ago, and I'm astounded. Larry Elder's on it, and
You mentioned this the other day. You weren't sure what network it was.
I can't get enough of Larry Elder. He's a hero. the thing is I maybe I told you this story before, but when I was with my ex fiance, the liberal crazy girl.
Oh,
Um,
you're liberal, Karen.
yeah. Well, the thing is this is during the beginning of the so-called pandemic, like in March or whatever, and
Beginning of shutdown.
yeah, I mean, yeah, we were stuck in the house and everything, and when I when I could, I would do some. I would look at the news and stuff on my own, and the way mainstream media seemed to report it is anybody who was not white hated white people, and I
Yeah.
was like, I was hearing the same thing over and over again from different news sources saying the same thing, and that's before I discovered all these other news sources because I was just you
Yeah,
know
because the legacy media is nothing but propaganda, which was all financed by USAID, which was giving them their marching orders, which is why you tune into any channel anywhere in the country and they had the exact same talking points.
Well, the thing is that I wanted to see what black spokesman had to say. The first person I discovered was Anthony Brian Logan.
Oh, he's good. He's good.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm gonna tie this up in
I
a
haven't seen him on Instagram. I think they're blocking his stuff to me.
probably are, or he just got tired of doing it, because
No, no. Because a couple of months ago, I went and I looked for it. He'd been posting stuff. I just wasn't getting the notifications, and I had to follow him again. So I bet you I have to do that again.
but the thing is that so I go ahead and I bump into him, and he's talking exactly about this systemic DEI bullshit, and he is renouncing it and standing up for us.
Right.
And I was just that's what I needed to hear. I needed to hear a black voice speaking, that way. And who do I see in his like little like if you look on the side of YouTube and stuff, you'll see other similar people. And there was Candace Owens.
See,
And
I got unfollowed. I'm going to hit follow again. Sons of bitches. Instagram took it off.
really,
Yeah.
I haven't checked that in a while. And you're right, I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah.
But the thing is, yeah, I like him. I like him for a couple of reasons. One, I like the way he presents, and he's relaxing to hear. So anyway, so I bump into Candace Owens, and she had like a video on why she became a Republican, and
Okay.
it's an amazing story. And then after that, I discovered Larry Elder. After that, I
Well,
discovered.
the TikTok they took off too.
Hmm.
Brandon Tatum. This is why I haven't seen his stuff. I got all these people that I was following. I'm no longer following them now because fucking Instagram took it off.
Well,
Fucking jerk off. You suck, Instagram.
I told you I don't like Instagram a while ago, and not to beat a dead horse, but that's one of the reasons. I
Callie Fontanilla too. Same thing. She's a former teacher. Now she's got her own company that does helps people with homeschooling. Megan Kelly. I had her, and they're not here. Geez, so all these people.
well, the
Great.
thing is,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
Go ahead.
it's just that for about a month, that's all I listened to was uh, black spokesman, and they were fantastic. So I got really hooked on them.
All right. Cool. Yeah. No, he is
Anthony
good.
ABL. There he is. This is my
Alina
man.
Hall.
Son of a
Who?
bitch.
Oh, ABL.
Okay. Okay.
Alan West, another one they unfollowed me from.
Yeah, now I think
Holy
about it,
moly.
Hodge twins.
Hodge twins, yeah, they're no longer on Mug Club. I don't know what happened there, but they're still doing their own show. They do about an hour and a half on their own, and I'm trying to remember where if it's on YouTube or if it's on Spotify.
I got unsubscribed. Now I'm subscribed. So anyway,
Yeah, they've unsubscribed us from all this stuff, man.
I didn't realize that, And the thing is that
Holy shit.
what were those two heavyset women that
Oh, one of them died.
I know, but what were they?
Diamond and Silk. Diamond and Silk.
Diamond and Silk. I
Yeah,
I didn't particularly care for their style, but they were really good at what they did.
they were. They were. Yeah. And who was it that died? Silk died, I think. And Diamond's still doing the show. But I haven't seen them. Oh my God, Bridget Gabriel. I got a lot of people that I followed that I'm no longer following.
Hmm.
Jeez.
Well, I guess that was good that we talked about that because yeah.
Carrie Lake, another one. Nancy Mace. Rob Smith. He's a black dude too. He's an Army veteran. He's also gay. But look at this. All these conservatives they took it away from me.
There you
Terrence
go.
Williams. I wonder if I'm still. Let me find Terrence. You know Terrence?
Terrence who?
Terrence Williams, the little black guy who started his own pancake company when they took Aunt Jemima off the box.
No, I don't know anything about him. I
Oh,
know.
he's funny.
I believe Aunt Jemima was actually the first black female millionaire in the United States.
Yes. She was a big entrepreneur. She became famous because of her recipes.
Yeah,
And they have tried to, and the loony left, claiming it was racist to have her on the box. They took the most recognizable black entrepreneur in history,
right,
and took her out of the public view.
as well. So you're getting rid of the uh, a woman who did it in probably the most difficult time you could do it.
Yes.
So the other thing is that it's like they tore down that statue of Abraham Lincoln breaking the chains from the slaves because they said that because Abraham Lincoln was higher than the slave, it was an insult to the black race. When in fact,
yeah, well, this is all
there's more
black race baiters or whites.
there's more to it than that. What a lot of people did not take the time out to learn about that particular statue, it was commissioned by black slaves that after they became free, they put their money together to
did it.
Statue. So the thing is that they say, well, this is an insult to those black slaves. No, you asshole, you busting up that fucking statue is an insult to those black slaves because they paid for it.
Yeah,
shit, dumbass motherfucker.
They are stupid. I mean, that's because the left, which controls our education system, unfortunately, has dumbed down their students.
Well, you know what the number one problem with the left is?
They exist.
The left ain't right.
No, they ain't. It reminded me of that scene in Braveheart where the crazy Irish guy he saves what's his face, Mel Gibson's life.
Yeah. God,
I knew he wasn't trustworthy. He wasn't right in the head.
Yeah.
This from a guy who talks to God. Yes, Father.
Hey, all the saints did. So
and he said, Ireland, it's my island. Yes, it's my island.
It must have been Colombian because my ex-wife's family was Colombian, and they hated when you said "my," like like if somebody said that's my mother, they said no, that's my mother. They got all crazy about it. I don't know why, but there was they just couldn't handle that. They didn't want to
handle the word "my."
Can I tell you? I think it was peculiar just to them.
I don't know. It's weird.
Excuse me, can I hear some more noise? Thank you.
You want more noise? I'll give it to you.
I'll teach your ass. So,
Not really.
so the thing is that, yeah, Kash Patel, man. I can't. By this time next month, because of Kash Patel, the world will be different. The world will be very, very different.
What do you think about what Trump did with Zelinsky? He's meeting with Putin, but he said Zelinsky wasn't invited to this particular meeting. I think that's part of the negotiating. He's not bringing them together in a foreign country for them to negotiate. He's going to negotiate, talk with one, then talk to the other, and then get a deal together.
The thing is that I think he publicly said that Zelinsky is illegally, in charge. He's
a dictator. He's a dictator
because there was no election to keep him in. So I mean, he said some. He said, and the thing is, he basically blamed the war on Ukraine. In fact, I believe the war was motivated by the UN. They wanted the war.
NATO wanted.
That's what I was thinking.
NATO wants. NATO wants a war with Russia. Well, they want us fighting it. Hillary Clinton, if she'd been elected, we would have been at war with Russia. Okay, we would have had a war with Russia.
See, the thing is that it's kind of like having a bodybuilder with a bad attitude, okay, that lives on your block. You don't fucking like him there, but he's there. You're stuck with his ass. So that's the way it goes.
Yeah, and the Ukraine and Russia have been fighting for decades and decades over who owns what and so forth. Russia still maintains that Ukraine is part of the original Russian territory and so forth. And the people of Ukraine and Russia are both basically the same genetically.
Okay? They have roots, similar roots, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, all the Balkans have that.
Yeah, but it's a shame that millions of young men on both sides have died already.
Well, war, for the most part, is a waste. It's like, it's about, okay, we have an impasse here. Let's see who can get destroyed.
Yeah, but 2 years ago, this could have been ended because they had a solution where Ukraine and Russia, their diplomats had met, and they agreed that Russia would withdraw troops, and they would sign a ceasefire. Right. This is 2 years ago in February. Okay, and fucking dumbass Biden talked to whatever asshole it was in England who flew the jerk with the crazy hair. He flew over to Ukraine, talked to Zelinsky, and the next day Zelinsky said, no deal. We're not going to sign a deal. Okay. After Russia had already removed 20,000 men from their position. Now, so they fucked it that way. Secondly, all Zelinsky had to do to end this war and stop the advance of the Russians at the time was say, okay, we will not join NATO. Yeah. That's all he had to do. And that Russia would have unrestricted access to the Black Sea.
That was understood when they removed the nukes from Ukraine.
Yeah, it wasn't. I checked on it. It wasn't part of the deal officially, but yeah, it was an understanding.
Yeah, it's like, NATO is anti-Russian. Okay, regardless of whether you think it's a defensive posture or whatever, it's anti-Russian. So the thing is, why would you want a hostile country on your border?
Exactly. That's what I've been trying to tell my girlfriend, who is so anti-Putin, and she's so pissed off at Trump now because Trump called Zelinsky, whatever the hell he called him, a clown, whatever, a dictator. Right.
There's some people that are just they have too much skin in the game for them to be anything but emotional. I mean,
she's very emotional about it.
Yeah, there comes a certain point where you just hate somebody and you don't give a shit.
Yeah, she called me up a couple of hours ago, and she was all angry about this. And she said if she'd known Trump was going to do this, she wouldn't have said anything, and that he lied, that America sent 250 billion to Ukraine. He did. I said no. He sent only 100. We've sent only 170 billion, but there are many more billions that are already earmarked that haven't gone yet, and that's where Trump got the number, I guess, because money's been promised, which he's frozen, I think, and so she's saying that Trump is lying and this and that. It's like, come on. First off, and she's pissed off that Zelinsky wasn't invited to go talk with Trump and Putin. So no, she doesn't want to hear it. But I believe Trump is going to go negotiate with Putin, then negotiate with Zelinsky, and then they're going to come out in public, the three of them, and say this is the deal.
You have to find enough common ground, so this way you can bring these people together and start with the common ground.
Yeah.
So this way,
remember
to talk about.
Zelinsky was installed by our CIA. That bitch Victoria Nuland is the one who fomented the revolution in Ukraine that wound up putting Zelinsky in power. So Zelinsky is a CIA puppet. He may have been a good man when he first went or whatever, and then that may explain also, I told her, why a lot of times people would say Zelinsky looks like he's drunk giving this speech or that speech. Because he may be like, shit, I don't want to do this, but he started drinking, as a lot of those people out in Eastern Europe do, because he's powerless. He's got to do what he's been told to do, and he's killing millions of his own people in this stupid war that could have been ended 2 years ago, or at any time, as long as he said no NATO and Black Sea is open to Russia, no problem. We're not going to try and stop you. That's why Russia took the Crimean Peninsula to ensure they had access to the Black Sea.
Well, the thing is that there's no winners here.
No.
I mean, there's just too much has been lost. At at one point, Russia was losing 30,000 men a month.
It's ridiculous.
So I just and then the Ukraine plays dumb with the pipeline that got broken. Right? Come to find out.
Well, that was the United States that blew it up. Ukraine couldn't do that. That was the United States, but probably at the behest of Ukraine.
But here's the thing: that oil was feeding Europe.
Yeah, and now they're at the mercy of Russia anyway at higher prices.
So here's the funny thing: if you want to squeeze Russia, why throw a bomb at them? Why not just go ahead and talk to the other people and say, let's get your oil from someplace else, and basically, do something like that, these.
Yeah, they'll be buying from us pretty soon. Yeah. Also, what was it? Aside from the pipeline, what the hell was it that just came into my head? Oh, man. Another case of where something flies into your mind and it flies right out, and you can't remember what it was.
Well, the other thing is that there's something about the United States is willing to have some sort of peacekeeping presence in Ukraine, but in return, the United States gets rare earth from the Ukraine.
Yeah.
So and Trump was talking about this. He's going, the United States has to get something. We've got to get something, which puts pressure on China, because China is Formosa and all those guys.
There's a source for a lot of these things.
Yeah.
Well, that's why Greenland is so important too.
Yes.
Because we'd have access to that, and now Greenland, we're presenting them with, or President Trump is presenting them with an option to, we'll put a base there to protect it, and Denmark doesn't have to foot the bill to protect them, and you put an American base anywhere, it helps the local economy. All right, And
Yes.
there's only about 57,000 people in Greenland.
Yes, it's a very small population.
Okay? And anyway, so in return, we would get all the access to the Arctic and its minerals, like China and Russia are doing where they are, and we would have access to the ones that are in Greenland already.
Well, let's go back to the the Gulf of America.
Which, by the way, even Google apparently has already renamed it Gulf of America.
Which Mexico is suing Google.
Really?
And but the thing is that we want the Panama Canal.
What do they want to name? Gulf of Cartels?
Yeah, actually, what was that about?
Panama Canal?
There were these I forget where this was, somewhere in the United States.
What happened?
There were these 7 teenagers that were making fun of the cartels, and the cartel members hunted these kids down, brought them out somewhere, and tortured them to death.
Yeah, you don't fuck with the cartels. And especially since they've been trained by our special forces while they're cops, and then they go work for the cartel.
You don't fuck with the cartels unless you're willing to fuck with the cartels. Because the thing is that no, what that simply means is you don't tweak their nose. You either
No.
you either go at them or you stay the fuck away from them.
Yeah, best thing is stay the fuck. Well, that brings me back to Landmen, which is the series with Billy Bob Thornton on Paramount. I just saw the first season. Really good. And he has to deal with, among other things, the cartel.
Oh, Jesus.
Because they're drilling on cartel lands in Texas. Yeah, figure that one out. Land that the cartels used to bring in drugs and so on and so forth. So it's a whole complicated storyline. I won't get into it here.
Try Macho?
Oh,
it's with Clint.
That's an old film, right?
No, it's recent. It's like it came out in 23.
Crime Macho?
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's with Clint Eastwood.
Yes, as I said. So it's what happens is he's got land on the border in Texas, and shit happens, and the mother's trying to cross the border, and she's got a little kid. They end up killing the mother, and Clint Eastwood steps in, and he saves the boy, and he tries to get the boy back to his family in Mexico. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I remember. I can't remember the whole thing. Was that the one where he was at a little ranch in Mexico where the horses were, and the cartel was looking for the kid or something?
He wasn't. Well, he ends up going to Mexico, but it starts off where he's on the Texas border.
Yeah, right. I don't know. He's made a couple. His last film was the one where he went to work for the cartel.
Oh, Mule,
yeah.
That was good.
That was good. Was that based on a true story or something too?
It's based on 10,000 true stories.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is that he's still worth watching. What is it, 90 or something like that?
94.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And he's a vegetarian, the son of a bitch.
No wonder he looks so skinny. Actually, you know what? Nowadays, as skinny as he is, because my father was tall, but he was very thin, when he was younger. And he reminds me a little of my father when he got older and was thin.
Did I tell you I lost 2 more pounds?
So yeah, that's 15, right?
On 13.
You told me 13 the other day.
Oh, when did we do our last podcast?
2 days ago.
Shit. Holy smoke. Okay, well, I may have lost some weight since then, but I haven't weighed myself in. I tell you, my sleep.
I'm tired today, man. I don't know why. I've been dealing with trying to get rid of stuff here, moving stuff around. The apartment, I cleaned above the cabinets, not all of them, but half the cabinets I cleaned above them. I even took the vacuum up there to help. And just been getting rid of papers and papers and papers. Even old mail.
I have another new definition for you. This is another one I came up with. Ready?
Go ahead.
Homosexual.
Homosexual. What is it? Go ahead.
Homosexual. What it means is that a person who likes to have sex at home.
You should have quit at the other one. The other one was good.
But that was one of the best. That's great, man. Well, me and the missus, we like to stay home because we are homosexuals. I think it's funny.
You can think what you want. Hey. Oh. You want to make noise too, just because my phone's making noise.
Yes, yeah. The thing is that
you know what? Let me try something, because I tried to use the noises that I have, the media I have here.
They're not officially called noises; they're called sounds.
Sounds. I'm sorry, sounds. You are correct.
Noise is an unwanted sound.
The media. Let's see if I. I don't know why I couldn't preview it the other day. Let's see.
Because you don't know.
I can't hear it now. It's live. I can't preview it anymore, but it is working. All right, let's see. Did you see that? Did you see that one little what the hell? One little video of the guy. He climbs the mountain, and he goes to the guru sitting there. He goes, "Master, what is the sound of one hand clapping?" The guy slaps
him in the face. Yeah, that's a good one.
Anywho,
if you want to see an excellent movie with Bill Murray, see The Razor's Edge.
The Razor's Edge? You write that down.
It came out probably in the late 80s, early 90s. The original movie was with Tyrone Power.
Yeah, because I thought it sounds like it was an old movie.
Tyrone Power, the movie is about a man who is a coal miner who studies philosophy and ends up going to Tibet and comes back. I'll be honest with you. I like both versions. Okay. I like Bill Murray's a lot too, and a lot of talent. And The Razor's Edge. Nobody talks about it. I don't hear anybody talk about it, but it's a great little movie, and it's got wisdom.
Got wisdom? Okay. All right. I'll try and check it out one of these days. I got such a line of stuff I want to see that.
Yeah, you'll never watch it. You'll never watch it.
I will watch it.
You will not watch it.
I will.
No, not even 2 days from now.
You're using reverse psychology on me. You want me to watch it, so you tell me I won't, because
I've already watched the movie at least 2 or 3 times. So
you've seen it from me too.
Much.
Okay.
Now I don't know if right now what I'm watching is the Lord of the Rings trilogy for the 10,000th time.
That was a good trilogy.
Well, the thing is that
the first one was the best.
The Lord of the Rings trilogy, there was no first one.
No, the first part of the trilogy.
Oh, you think that the first part was the best?
I think so. The Fellowship of the Ring.
Okay. I think they all have their place.
It seemed the most natural one for some reason. The other ones were... well, actually, the second one wasn't bad either. The third one was a little more... I don't know, more of an epic thing.
I don't know. I think the siege on, with that they have the battle.
Where the orcs attack the
that was tough, especially when
was that in the first or second?
That's in the second. The third one is in Gondor, which is the White Tower,
Right.
White City. That's the big super ass battle. And in the sense, it kind of stages up. The first
Wait,
one is
Gondor is where the evil where Sauron lived, right?
no. Gondor is the White City. That's where they defended against the Sauron. Sauron.
What was the city Sauron was in? Where the
Mordor.
Mordor, where Frodo had to throw the ring.
Right. He had to throw the ring in Mount Doom, which was in Mordor.
Yeah. No, the whole thing was good.
Yeah, I've been watching it, and I've been seeing so much of the conflict that we've experienced this past couple of years. I've been seeing that story, the idea that you have this evil that you're facing, and actually, the Lord of the Rings, as I understand it, Tolkien was a soldier in World War One,
Yes,
and
he was a
and
British.
he wanted to essentially create a new mythos, that was somewhat related to the general struggles of war, such as World War One. So you have this situation where you think that victory is impossible,
Uh-huh.
and it's just amazing. You have this going back and forth, heroes rising and falling.
That's not her. It's that hacker keeps calling.
It's
Using her
that
number.
bullshit that we keep on hearing.
Yeah, right.
I think your phone sucks a lot because it interferes with my poem. But
Go ahead, do your poem.
anyway, see what happened was I watched this documentary on the Lord of the Rings called Icons, and I think they do other movies and stuff, but
Right.
it was a 4-part series, and it went into all of the trouble that the director went through in order to make it happen, Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson, yes.
And the amount of the number of problems that he had to solve, it's just astounding. It just doesn't seem like anybody should actually have succeeded, but he did. So it's just pretty amazing stuff.
Icons. How long is that? Like about an hour and a
Well,
half?
it's a series.
Oh, it's a series.
Yeah. So I think each section is like 40 minutes.
But it's all about the Lord of the Rings, or is it?
In this particular case, I think there's other movies, other icons, but the first 4 is about the Lord of the Rings, I believe.
Okay.
I might have that wrong, but I watched that, so I had to watch the movie Lord of the Rings after that. That was just it. Right. Listen, I'm kind of phasing out here. I'm getting a little tired.
Yeah, I'm tired today too. Like I said, I don't know what it is today.
Oh, we've been going for an hour.
Yeah, we're almost. So we're good. We hope you folks out there have enjoyed this silly conversation. And we hope to see you back again next time. Next time will be in a few days. I don't know when, but you'll see it when it pops up. So have a good night, folks. Remember to please share the show. Give us a 5-star rating. Write a review, please. Give us some comments. Let us know what you're thinking. Okay? And that's it. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Adios.